What was it like to watch the Twin Towers collapse on 9/11? How about to be sent to Auschwitz during the Holocaust? Our past is a collection of stories that bring us to where we are and shape our perspectives. Hi, I'm Josh Cohen, host of the Eyewitness History Podcast. On my show, I interview guests who watched the events that shaped our world. From heartbreaking war stories to hilarious memories from the SNL writer's room, no recollection is off limits. To start listening now for free, go to parthenonpodcast.com or search Eyewitness History on the podcast player of your choice.
It's a crazy world out there, moms and dads, and raising our kids to stand strong in the faith is tough. I'm Catherine Segars, host of Christian Parent, Crazy World, a podcast that answers the questions that keep us parents up at night. Questions like, is it okay to question God and the Christian faith? How do I help my kids to have an authentic faith? Wait a second. Is the Bible just a book written by some ancient dead guys? Yeah. For answers to these questions and more, subscribe to Christian Parent, Crazy World at lifeaudio.com.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind God Updates and God Too, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Two young fans work so hard to get to concert, and then Luke Combs stops the show. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Alyssa Forsberg. Bo Fenderson and his best friend Tanner Hale desperately wanted to attend the Luke Combs concert in Bangor, Maine. So they worked hard to raise the money they needed to purchase tickets. Then, while at the show, the country singer stopped the concert to do something totally unexpected. Two young fans, Bo Fenderson and Tanner Hale, absolutely love Luke Combs. And when they heard the country music star was putting on a nearby show, the two were determined to go to the Luke Combs concert in Bangor, Maine. But in trying times like these, trying to make a buck stretch is no small feat. So the boys decided to get to work. They stacked cords of wood for a neighbor. It took the boys 2 days, which equated to about 10 hours of work. And in the video, pictures reveal the wood stacks were taller than both of the boys. I imagine their hands were calloused and full of slivers, but that didn't seem to slow them down or detract their eyes from the prize of $100 each. Both the boys were ecstatic when the job was done. They now had the precious resources they needed to purchase tickets to attend the Luke Combs concert in Bangor, Maine. It likely sounded like sweet victory the moment they witnessed Luke coming on stage with their very own eyes. Before attending the concert, the boys made signs to show Luke and other fellow concertgoers. They wanted everyone to know how hard they worked in order to get there. One sign read, "We made $100 stacking 5 cords of wood and bought 2 Luke Combs tickets. Man, he sounds good." The other sign read, "Our dad swore it was a waste of time. Oh, but they were wrong. Today's my 12th birthday. Oh Lord, when it rains, it pours." If that isn't the cheekiest sign you've ever seen, I don't know what is. But we all know how sweet it feels to work hard and get a job done. This sweet story gets even better when the boys were more than rewarded for their hard work. Luke Combs actually took notice of these cute signs from the stage during the concert in Bangor, Maine. Then he did something no one expected. He stopped the concert and talked to Tanner and Bo. But wait, it gets even better. Luke then pulled over $100 from his own wallet and gave it to them. Bo and Tanner will forever learn the lesson of what it means to work hard in order to achieve their dreams, no matter how big or small. We all know that hard work and dedication are the way to success, but the path isn't always easy or exactly clear. It might be filled with splinters, dirt, and grime, but the efforts do truly pay off. Colossians 3:23-24. Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord Christ.
Hey everybody, I'm Dale.
And I'm Tamara.
And we're hosts of the Kainos Project podcast,
where we help you tackle ancient Christian truths in everyday settings.
The word kainos means new, and that's exactly what we want to do on our podcast. Bring something new from what is old in our faith.
And on this show, you might hear us explore topics like what the Bible has to say about student loan forgiveness, discuss how the Satanic Temple affects our view of religious liberty in America, or even question why is it that so many people are having rapture anxiety.
To learn more about the podcast, go to lifeaudio.com.
Son begs police to help father first as they're found clinging to a cooler in Boston Harbor. Written by Mel Johnson. Read by Alyssa Forsberg. After discovering a father and son clinging to a cooler for dear life in the frigid waters of the Boston Harbor, police made a daring rescue just in the nick of time. Disaster struck as 76-year-old Joseph Azeredo and his 41-year-old son, Tommy Azeredo, set out in their boat to check their lobster traps in the Boston Harbor. The lines became tangled in the boat's engine, and as the fishermen worked to cut the lines, their boat hit a rock and began sinking. The boat went down quickly. Thankfully, though, not before one of the men placed an emergency SOS call. However, the police on the radio went out before a reply came through, leaving the men with no idea if anyone knew of their plight. As the boat disappeared beneath the frigid waters, the two men briefly lost sight of one another. Tommy became trapped below the sinking ship and had to remove his life vest in order to escape. It was truly a terrifying time. "I was thinking about my family. I didn't think I was going to see them again," Tommy said. He went on to recall the horror of the experience. "I can hear my father screaming for me. It was terrifying, man. It was very terrifying." Then, in the midst of the chaos, hope appeared in the form of a green igloo cooler. Clinging to the cooler, the two men waited and prayed for rescue. And at last, their prayers were answered as a boat for the Boston Harbor Patrol Unit appeared. Boston police officers Stephen Merrick and Garrett Boyle heard the men's SOS call and immediately began searching for the sinking ship. When they arrived on the scene, the boat was nearly completely gone, and they found the father and son clinging to the cooler for dear life. Pulling up, both officers instantly realized the seriousness of the situation before them, and the father and son thanked the Lord for sending these special angels. "Once we saw these guys come in, we were thanking God the whole time, saying a little bit of prayer because we didn't know if we were going to come home to our families," Tommy recalled. Footage from a body cam caught the dramatic rescue. Tommy let the officers know just how exhausted they were. "We're so weak," he says. Yet, in this crucial moment, Tommy put his own needs aside and focused his efforts on getting his 76-year-old father to safely. "Help him up first," he begs. Officers Stephen Merrick and Garrett Boyle quickly got Joseph and Tommy Azeredo out of the cold waters and rushed them to the emergency room. Outside of a few cuts and bruises, Tommy and his 76-year-old father, Joseph Azeredo, escaped the ordeal unscathed, a true miracle indeed. In addition to thanking God for delivering them to safety, the father and son are incredibly grateful to the brave police officers who saved the day. "They are heroes," Tommy Azeredo said. "They are heroes." The two fishermen got the opportunity to reunite with the rescuers, and it was a truly touching scene. Joseph and Tommy couldn't hold back their gratitude, and as for Officers Stephen Merrick and Garrett Boyle, the humble heroes were just happy to have been able to help. Thank God for the happy ending to this terrifying ordeal. "In my distress, I called on the Lord and cried to my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears." Psalm 18:6.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Curry, one of the narrators on the Abide app, a premium ad-free biblical meditation experience. Join the millions of people who download the Abide app to reduce stress, improve sleep, and experience the peace of God every day. You can text the word PEACE to 22433 for a 7-day free trial of Abide. Just text PEACE to 22433 and you'll likely hear from me again on the app as I guide you through daily meditations or help you fall asleep and experience the peace of God.
Hi, I'm Zach.
And I'm Randy.
And we're from Salty Saints Podcast. We're a theology and apologetics podcast.
We hope to better equip you to be salt and light for your community. We hope that we can help you to go out and be a reflection of Jesus Christ to those around you, to your friends and your family, and especially to those that do not know Christ.
To find out more, subscribe at lifeaudio.com.